Good evening, class. Tonight I'll be talking to you a little bit about alternate pentatonics. So these are scales that are derived from other sources than the normal major and minor pentatonic scale. They're pentatonic scales, so they have 5 notes. However, these notes are generally characterized by wider intervals, and so they create a unique sound that's not as available with regular diatonic stepwise motion. So I'm going to play you a couple examples of application of the mixopentatonic scale, the first scale that appears here on your handout. So if you can look at this as we listen to this first example by Eric Johnson. This is it. So you can hear there, it sounds different than just a regular pentatonic scale, but it also doesn't sound like a diatonic scale. There, Eric is using some string skipping as well within the mixopentatonic scale. However, it's not something that's difficult to do in comparison to a lot of stepwise motion through diatonic scales on the guitar. So let's take a look at what an alternate pentatonic scale is built up from, and then look at the mixopentatonic scale itself. So we can build a pentatonic scale from any 5 notes. In this particular case, since we're using the Mixolydian scale as a source, we're going to select 5 notes of our choice, and I'm going to use the 5 notes that Eric Johnson normally uses for both of the examples using this scale. So of the 5 notes out of Mixolydian that he selects, he uses the root, the major third, or B, C, which is the 4th scale degree, D, which is the 5th scale degree, and F, which is the flat 7 scale degree. So he has the 2 characteristics of the Mixolydian mode within the scale. That's the major third and the flat 7. If you look at your handout, you can see not only the scale built across 2 octaves on the neck in the 3rd position, but you can also see an example of a lick that I've just kind of put down to get you started using it. Let me go ahead and play both those examples for you. Here's the scale itself. Now here's the example. Again. Let's go ahead and take a look at the second example on your handout. That's the F Lydian pentatonic scale. We're going to derive that scale from the Lydian mode, which is characterized by its sharp 4. We're going to make sure that we include the sharp 4 and the major 7 within the pentatonic scale so that you know it's a major scale and you know that it's Lydian derivative indicated by its sharp 4 sound. So I'm going to select the root, the major third, the 4th, the 5th, and the 7th. These are going to give me the tones in the key of F. F, A, B, C, and E. Let's hear what that sounds like. Good, so you can hear there's quite a wide interval quality to this scale. If we hear just the bottom 2 strings in the 2 octave form, it sounds a lot different than just the regular F Lydian mode. Here's the F Lydian pentatonic scale. Alright, there's also quite a few stutter tone licks that you can come up with out of this scale. So it's a really interesting sound, and it's something that's really fun to play over when you have an F major 7 sharp 11 chord. There's several other applications, including just a regular F major 7 chord, but that's how I'd like you to initially practice improvising using this scale. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at the 3rd and final example on your handout. That's the Aeolian pentatonic scale. Aeolian is characterized by its flat 6 sound. So we're going to make sure we include that in the pentatonic derivative. In the key of A, that's going to leave us the notes A, B, C, E, and F. Let's hear what that sounds like. So again, there's a couple of half steps in this scale, which is uncharacteristic of a pentatonic scale itself. Let's hear the regular Aeolian mode. Now let's hear the pentatonic scale again. So you can hear it somewhere in between an arpeggio sound and a scale sound, and that's what makes it so unique. I've also included an example on your handout of how you could apply this scale when you're playing over an A minor chord, which would be the first application, the first line. So by using stutter tones and repeated sounds, including hammer-ons, pull-offs, and slides, you're able to create a more individual characteristic sound of the scale. I hope you've enjoyed the examples of alternate pentatonics that we talked about today. Using this derivative technique, you can create a pentatonic scale from virtually any mode or any scale that you come across in your playing. It creates a new method of improvisation, has a wider intervallic sound, and also gives you a new theory of approach as you're playing. I'll leave you with some examples of the F Lydian pentatonic scale over Joe Henderson's Inner Urge.